around myself. I added one overlord to the group just so that I have detection in case he has like one or two high templars. A lot of tosses like to keep like one or two DTs around just to add a lot of damage if I don't have an overlord. I made a surround with my lurkerling. Late game, I don't really like making hydras and lurkers so much in the late game. They die too easily to storms, and they're kind of a risky build to do. Like, of course, it's very powerful if you have perfect micro and so on, but it's too risky and it's too hard to pull off. So after a while, I just gotta switch over to lurkerling or lurker hydraling. I really have both options. I could keep making hydras, or I could just make links or whatever else. Over here, I thought that I might be able to get the Nexus down, but he wasn't careless enough to lose the Nexus. I also noticed that he started a new expansion, or probably attempting it at least, over here, so I gotta stop it immediately. I have a bit too many minerals at this point. I should just place one or two more hatcheries, which is what I do. It's been quite a while since I played this game. I also started my Altruist Cavern. I already have defilers coming, and they're already out even. So that's like the final thing which decides this game if nothing else did, even though it's been over for a long while. And I use those defilers to add a couple of dark swarms. If I have lurkerlings and a couple of dark swarms, it's really, he has nothing he can do about it. Now, notice this. It's probably his last attempt at a counterattack, and I see he's attacking my expansions. So I gotta look how I'm gonna stop his attack, how I'm gonna defend those expansions. And remember, if all my units were at my choke before all this, there's not a chance that I'd have been able to stop him. He would have just had free access over to my expansion and so on, and that's simply bad. He was able to make a lucky storm at one of my defilers, so my swarm was a bit late. However, when I have such a big unit advantage, it doesn't really make such of a difference. Over here, of course, I was slightly careless with this stuff. I'm focus firing the Zealots because they're pretty much the only thing that even damage my units when they're under Dark Swarm. I'm a bit too careless with my macro. I have like 1+ minerals, 1k plus minerals. However, it doesn't really make such of a difference at this point of the game. And macro is like the key thing to winning StarCraft. Like, I can't even believe how important it was, and how much I neglected macro before. It's such a massive thing. I noticed that I had already placed an Altruist Cavern before, and that's why I cancelled one of them. So I noticed that he's making a new expansion attempt over here, and this is the last thing he might do. Really, all his expansions are pretty much mined out, so that Nexus is like his last hope of survival. At this point, I noticed that he knows I have an expansion over there. He knows that I have something going on, and he is about to lose his expansion. So he needs to do a counterattack as quick as possible. He needs to move out. He needs to do his thing so that he can somehow regain the game. And so on, and that's why he's now attacking my expansion. It was careless of me having my units over here instead of having my units in the middle of the map. If my units were in the middle of the map where they should have been, then I could have easily counterattacked this attack, and he would never have killed these drones or never even touched this expansion. But I was slightly careless with my units. They shouldn't have been there at my choke. It's totally useless. A lot of new players keep making the mistake that they always have their units in the worst possible places. But it's important that you do not make that mistake. Anyway, this is GG, and thanks for watching.